This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? It's your boy Black Vegas, and I'm doing this kind of like a part 2 to a video I recorded earlier where I was talking about people's reactions to sports athletes opting out and how they feel that part of their anger is because they don't have the same option as these players do. Which, again, if you are mad that someone chooses to stay home and not risk themselves contracting a disease because you don't have that choice, you really need to think about like why you don't have that choice and direct your anger in a more appropriate direction. Like, makes no sense. But anyway, I also spoke about what was going on, so I figured I'd just do a separate video just to talk about what's going on with me. So, as I was saying in that video, it's kind of crazy because some of you who may have been watching may remember that at some certain point, I was kind of feeling really, really good after kind of bouncing back from some crazy financial and just personal issues. I found myself in a better place. I decided not to seek another job someplace else after I got fired. I did get hired, but I decided not to take that opportunity and continue it, and decided just to do DoorDash during this whole pandemic. Once this whole lockdown started, I figured that was a safer route for me because it let me pick and choose when I had to make contact with people. It was good to pick and choose what time of day I do so, for the benefit of my safety and to help maximize my earning potentials as well. And just the freedom of it also was appealing, knowing that I was controlling my own destiny. Especially during these times where a lot of us really don't have that choice. I found a way to make it work for me. And I was doing really, really good. Was able to build a new computer, pay off bills, and start to get myself back into a flow where everything was normal. Like, every week I could pay for everything and be comfortable. I can get food. I was able to get medical insurance again and pay for my medicine and stuff like that, so I could take care of my health more. It was going fine, and then a couple of things started happening. I got sick, and I was out for about a week, so that threw me off financially. And now, I'm just in a mess because of what happened about 2 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks ago, my battery started going out in the car. And I know a lot of you know that I just got this car in October. It was a used car, so it makes sense that the battery would probably go. So I had to replace the battery, replace some filters. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Get this done. But I can catch up and still kind of put myself back on track, Pay part of my rent and paid for these repairs so I can get the money to pay for the rest of my rent. And I'm going along one day driving. My car's having such a hard time accelerating. Like, I would floor it and it would get to 30. That's not good. Took it, had it checked, realized my transmission was gone. They said it was sensors, but in further inspection, it was like the transmission. Luckily, I have a protection plan on the car. I only have to pay $50 to get the car out of the shop once it's done. Here's the problem though. Since about 2 weeks ago, it'll be 2 weeks this coming Friday, my car being out has meant that I can't work. You can't drive, you can't earn money on the road. And all of my resources have started to dry up. Paid what bills I could, but now my car note's behind on rent. First just passed, so that adds more to that. It's all types of things. Food, struggle to eat. It's just been a bizarre 2.5 weeks. But it furthered my whole point about what I was saying in the video, about how, like, in other countries in this whole pandemic situation, they were giving a cushion and they were given a proper response to this whole deal. Places like Canada with the $2,000 a month for 3 months, 4 months. You had like how Italy just basically just like, look, we just stay in the house. You're fine. Nobody's going to bother you. Once this is clear, go back to work. Like, let's just act like nothing ever happened. They weren't stressing people. People were having food delivered to them. Things like that in some countries. They took care of their people. And they helped them avoid situations like this. Now, in a normal situation, we wouldn't have that protection anyway. So this happening to me, it wouldn't be safe. But it just goes to show you how the structure of the United States in any situation makes it hard for people to survive. Because you look at the whole situation with unemployment, and someone made a very good point. Right now, they're giving an extra $600. They're about to let that expire, and they want to take it down to an extra $200. And the complaint by the Republicans is like, why should we keep giving people this money so they can live off of it? It's wrong. Instead of thinking about why is it that this $600 is making it so people are able to live off of it. The fact that people need that $600 should say something about the economic structure of this country, how people get paid. Like, they're worried about a lot of people thriving off of this by getting the extra $600 that they wouldn't normally have before, when that's really not nothing. Think about it. The extra $600 on top of, what is it? You get, I think, up to 60% of what you used to make from unemployment. So say you're somebody who was on the lower end who lost a job. Like, say my old job, I wasn't making that much money. I actually make more money doing DoorDash, by the way, than I made in my old job. Was sad, but I was making like $13, $14 an hour, right? Roughly, that's me bringing home, after taxes and insurance, probably seven. I'm not bringing. It wasn't that much. It was like $800 every 2 weeks or something like that. After you take out all the bullshit that you had to take out. So $800 a week, 4 times. And it probably wasn't even that when I think about it, because again, I had 401k, all of that stuff. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I made $2,800 a month. Break down your bills. Rent's probably about $1,000 for most people, at the least. Car note, that's another $200 to $400, depending on how good of a rate you can get. Insurance, that's another couple of $100. We've eaten over half of that money, that $2,800, by the way. And then your other bills and stuff, you have to pay for food, medical expenses, maintenance, all that stuff. $2,800 a month is nothing. Even when you think about like the $15 an hour minimum wage, you burn through that shit. Like, to be quite honest, to live not even comfortably, but to have just a little bit of cushion, you probably do need to make $20 an hour in this country, with all the bullshit that goes out, of your income on a monthly basis, and the way things cost, inflation. Things aren't cheap. So the fact that they're saying this whole $600 is such like an unnecessary thing is sad, because you can tell these are people who don't understand how it is to try to live off of just not even enough, but less than enough. Like, this 600 is making it enough for most people. I get it. Some of us, have made bad choices. Some of us may not have been able to find the right careers, or have had mistakes happen or what have you, that aren't their fault. But I think in a situation like this, where none of us asked for this pandemic, it's not a bad idea to kind of help people get back on their feet and maybe push people to be able to get into better situations, to where once we come out of this, it's less of a chance that you're going to have a nation full of people who are just totally fucked, or even worse than what they were already struggling in life. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a lot of homeless people. I may be one of them. you know, People who have stuff repossessed, all that shit. And it's just not right. It really isn't. I don't understand how they don't get that. Who knows? I mean, you think about things like how Andrew Yang with the $1,000 a month payment, that makes total sense. Because if your jobs aren't going, if you're not going to make it to where jobs pay at least enough to give people a fighting chance, then something else has to happen. Because the way our economic system is structured, it's just not good. And this is part of the reason why we're struggling so much and having a hard time doing this whole thing, is because we've already set up an economical system where only those who have hit a mark, a high mark, are able to actually survive and potentially thrive. Those people, us regular people, quote unquote, don't get that opportunity. And it's harder. You can go to school and stuff like that. You're not guaranteed a job. Your education helps. It gives you a much better fighting chance. But coming from the bottom up is a lot harder. And once you get to the top, it seems like a lot of people forget about what it was like to be on the bottom, if they ever were on the bottom, and continually make it hard on the bottom to rise up. It's sad. It's sad. But yeah, that's basically what's going on with me. I'm gonna make it though. I just keep praying, and I pray for all of you too, because I know this is such a stressful time for a lot of people. That's why I'm trying not to sound so sad and complaining, because we are all going through it. It's a mess, and I just wish things were better for all of us. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Because bill collectors, they don't care, but that's their job. Fuck you, pay me. As Ray Liotta said in Goodfellas. That's the motto. Um, you know, it's rough. I hope we all can get out of it, like, as best as possible. So to you guys, prayers to you. Pray for me, please, if you could. I would appreciate that. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, making it out. Deuces.